Okay, so I promised that eventually I would do some sort of video. Sorry, I look grody. I am trying to put off studying for my final. I just turned in my presentation like a day or two ago, and I had been working on it all semester. Actually, let me show you how crazy this is. This is how much research, and I read all of it, not including books, that I have done on this topic, whittling it down to get it to like the maximum. I might have went over a minute or two. So this is just my research, like articles. This is a 5-inch binder right here. Completely overfull with research. So that is what I've been doing. That is why I've not been available or whatever for people getting mad at me for that. I don't really care. This 5-inch binder is my semester minus the third test that's coming up on Monday that I'm studying for now, that is out there. Well, I'm about to start studying. It's not quite midnight, and I gave myself today semi off. I haven't really taken the day off. I just did like cleaning and stuff, all that put off stuff. Anyway, we had a class project. I should have done it on YouTube because it would have been way easier. I failed trying to do it on PowerPoint. I actually did develop my own POS system using an integrative process, and I took from other devices, which is what that process is, and it came out pretty decent, actually. I'm kind of impressed with it. I haven't got any feedback though, so I don't think that anyone else is, but they're not, service industry people. I'm sporting my Tampa Bay Gronk shirt right now because this pandemic is going to affect sports as well. And even before that, Gronk is like my favorite. And then Brady and Edelman. I like Slate. Hi, freaking Patrick Chung can't catch a break. So anyway, now it's time to start to study again, I guess, while I wait for my computer. Still gonna rewatch that last lecture. It's only like 4 points. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I really need an A in the class, and I thought I did a good job of taking notes the first time, but let me just show you that I did not start paying attention in class until like 10 minutes in, which is, it's normal, I think, like for this class. I'm not a morning person. I never have been. So I always, will leave myself little notes like go back here, or like I won't show up to class until 10 minutes late. And I was actually like early for this class, and it started early, and I was like, oh, I'm doing great, paying attention, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so these are my initial notes, right? And I put to go back and rewatch here. So I thought that I did like a really good job because it was really interesting the first time around. And then I went to rewatch it, and I've learned that I missed more than I thought. So this is like my page of notes. I mean, it's not as bad. It's not like, spending the whole day watching the class or whatever. Like, it's more interesting than that. And then I am, hold on. Finally following the magenta is not good. So I don't even know where that is. Oh, right here. So basically, I had a whole page that I missed just about before I got the first paragraph in. I hope that's all I missed. I really did think that I did a good job paying attention. I thought that he was interesting for the most part. I mean, I'll never be a military contractor. It's not really my thing. I don't know. I mean, I would love to sit around and research all day, but like, I think I'm too empathic and too I mean, I don't know. There's some ways like I'm mostly like I'm very conscientious and empathic. At the same time, like when I'm driving, I'm not conscientious. I think that's like my only, because I scored pretty high on conscientiousness. My driving's not conscientious at all. We're not going to talk about that. I'm working on it. I swear I'm trying not to speed so much. It's really hard. I want to kill everyone in front of me and just like create a path just for me. So anyway, this is the last of my notes once I rewatch this. I think a few extra presentations went up, so I'm going to review those. I guess it's not a requirement to review them all, though, so I may just stop because I've reviewed pretty much everyone's, minus the ones that went up after yesterday at some point. I have to check in on my computer too because it's been sitting, like Best Buy was supposed to ship it once they finished with it after they got it back from Apple, and I'm still waiting on it. So you can't call up there because, well, it's Best Buy and they don't operate well when it's not a pandemic. So yeah, I've got everything mostly organized now. After I take my test on Monday, I will get the last little bit of my living room completely unpacked and will be fully moved in. My game system. Oh, wait, can you see it? Oh, my game system right there. That's my game system area. I cannot wait to dive into that and also study a little bit more for the GREs. I don't know when class goes back. I think I get like 2 to 3 weeks off. I'm very, very excited for that, and I'm very, very tired. I don't know if you can tell by the bags under my eyes or the rambling. I have not really slept, but like maybe 2 hours in the last couple days. It's just grad school is everything to me, and you know, my first time around, it was, you know, I made myself a deal. Like, I had to take a medical withdrawal because my health was so bad from my eating disorder, for those of you that do know. I actually had a dissociative state. I think they called it dissociative due to anorexia. And then they took off the dissociative later because I'm not actually dissociative, but it really is another person. And I just think that it's that way with people with chronic eating disorders. It's weird. It's like a constant fight though, because I feel like other like people with dissociative, they can become aware of like the other personalities and merge them, and that's how they heal. I don't know, it's just weird with an eating disorder. The only person I found that I really could relate to was Anna Weston, and she, you know, died at 21, so it's just like, I feel like it preys on the souls of like sweet, caring people, because everyone's like, oh yeah, they're such great people until that. And it's like it slowly takes that away from you. And I'm trying to take it back. It's really hard. I had a professor that was not my professor, but she was the IO department head. That was kind of not the nicest about the fact that, you know, I'm going back after so long. So I've talked to other professors, and hopefully it's going to work out. I'm just going to work my butt off and do what I can. I mean, if not, I guess I could probably get like a second bachelor's in business or something. I mean, I don't know. I want this to work out really badly. I'm taking a social class in the fall, which is very, very exciting. I had a lot of ups and downs. I didn't think I was going to get to take the class because it's actually being held in class. There's one hybrid class and one fully online. and the fully online classes with Dr. Steve or Dr. Cass or whatever, the same professor I have now, who I would rather take his classes in person. Like, I want to take another class with him, just not online, because I need to see his demonstrations, I think, to fully... I'm not going to lie now, when I was driving today, I had him in his head going, you're breaking every, like, human factors rule possible. Like, were you alive in my lecture? This is the very last lecture he gave was on distracted driving, and I was the poster child. Like, you should have just filmed me all day today. I was pretty tired. Like, I was tired, but my eyelids were not drooping because they were already just basically shut. So anyway, I got in my book for next semester like a day or so ago before my computer. Shocker. I was excited that there was a pretty cover, thinking that it would be like better on the inside, and it's not. Like, I'm sorry, but I have to think, part of me does, that if HP can make a printer that doesn't charge you based on whether you use color or not, that there has to be a way to bring color back into books and make education easier, I guess. Like, I feel like the coloring in the text matters. This is the GRE guide that I took, and I did study it. I did horrible because I had a sinus infection. I was really sick. It's slightly colored. It makes no sense at all, but it is slightly colored. So take a 7th, 8th grade math book. It has the same information, but it's understandable. And it's bright, and it's colored, and it's keeps you interested. Like, just because somebody is old or whatever you want to call them, doesn't mean that they need a textbook that's black and white. I definitely, personally, I'm very grateful that the professor I have in the fall for the social IO class did not require the newest edition, because I do not function well with Kindle editions. I have to write in my books. Amigo. Like, had it been a Kindle book, I probably would not have taken the class. But, like, look at this book. And this class doesn't even test that much from the book. It's all black and white. It's boring. And I've highlighted it to death. I don't know how people can just read black and white text and just absorb it. It's not me. So, anyway, God, I'm really tired. I think I'm definitely going to bed soon. It's almost a reasonable hour. My goal was to force myself to stay awake until a reasonable time to go to sleep, so that I was not messing up my sleep system. And I'm pretty close to there. So I'm gonna watch a little bit of sports clips. Kind of ambivalent. I'm sleeping. I'm getting to the sleep drunks these days, which means I need a shot. Amigo, you poured it over. You knocked it over. I didn't even get to take it. I was like, which means I need a shot, because today's supposed to be my rest day. But my dog knocked it over. So, I feel like that when I was a freshman in college and I did that presentation on sleep drunkenness, I'm almost that tired. And I'm not as well apt to handle it as I was back then. I legitimately had people telling me, like, I will pay you to go to bed if I had money. It was pretty bad. I always take on too much. But at the time, like, I wanted to take public speaking. I wanted to, take the world by storm. And everyone's asking me who I'm voting for this year's president. I was like, I'm going to write myself in. I mean, because the third party vote, I mean, I'm sorry if you don't think it's a waste, but it is a waste. Unless you're voting for the major Democrat or Republican candidate, you're pulling votes away from the other candidate, and you're the reason that, like, the other person didn't win. Period. It's a fact of basic high school, well, maybe college, because it was an AP class. And it was the last time I took a history class. Well, I took poli-sci. That maybe counts. Sort of. It's the last time I took a real history class. And I kind of, I don't know, how I passed that. I mean, I knew I passed when I passed it. Like, I'm one of those people. I walk out of it, and if I'm like, I passed, I pass. And at first, I was like, oh, I made a 4. And then I was like, I don't know, it might have been a 3. So, like, I was in between the two, but I passed. But it was because some of, like, my sources were so obviously, like, fake that I think that they had, like, even if they didn't know for a fact they weren't real sources, like, it was an AP exam, it was high school, whatever. They're not good. I'm gonna shut up. So anyway, that's the last time I've taken a history class. Well, that same year I did have a really good, was it like current events or something? I don't know. It was my brother's math teacher's son, who's like 5 or 6 years older than me. I don't know. I think he's 5 years older than me. 5? I don't know. Maybe 6. Anyway, he's older than me. And, but he taught us a lot of interesting things about history. It's probably the most memorable class. I'm deleting this because I'm so tired and this is stupid.